Hello, my name's Melissa. Welcome to my channel, Domestic Cheer. Today I'm doing some work in my Zone 6A garden here in Nebraska, and I thought I would bring you along for some of this garden maintenance and some planting that I'm doing today. So let's check it out. Here are some plants that I have that are left over from winter sowing right there. I know it's late June and here I am finally getting these out. Some sweet william, delphinium, and coneflower. We'll talk about that, plus some alpine strawberries that I did from seed. All right, now I'm gonna get planting my alpine seedlings, alpine strawberry seedlings. These are from Baker Creek. They are the Alexandria variety, and alpine strawberries are kind of like wild strawberries, so they're a lot smaller than the strawberries you get at the grocery store, but apparently the flavor is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that, and it'll be fun for the kids to have something in the garden that they can grab and taste, which they've already been enjoying the blueberries very much, so looking forward to it. So I have about 10 of these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 plants here. I had like twice as many seeds before, seedlings, and they were looking so good, and then I forgot to water them for one day and they got dried up, and I am really happy that this many survived, but you know, it's such a careful, delicate process with the seedlings. So you know, we all make mistakes, no big deal. But I'm very excited to have these strawberries in the garden, and hopefully they'll multiply. The alpine strawberries are a little bit different than regular strawberries in that they just divide like a regular perennial would do. They're not like other strawberries in that they don't have runners shoot out and spread everywhere. So that'll be interesting to see. But they should still kind of expand in this area, and then I can move them to other places. Hopefully, that's the goal. Okay, I got my little alpine strawberries planted right along the perimeter here. Now moving on, this little thing right here is a volunteer, and I decided to plant ID it, and we're pretty sure through plant ID that that is a cucumber. And then, interestingly enough, we have another one over here. There is a slight chance, according to, I believe it's PlantNet, that those could be cantaloupe plants, but more likely cucumber. So what I'm gonna do is move them over here so that they can climb up this trellis. So both volunteers, I wanted cucumber, and they appeared. So, God does provide. Okay, so here they are, hoping for the best on these. The soil kind of fell apart under their roots, so hopefully they will stick there and do just fine crawling up this trellis like our pole bean has over here. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, I have coneflower here that I did in winter sowing. I believe I have 3 little plants in there. So I really wanted to plant them over by my shed there, but I just don't have it prepped right now. I really need to get these things in the ground. So for now, I'm just gonna put them in this corner. I'm gonna clear some of these weeds out and then keep them there. And if I wanna move them in the future, I will, but who knows, maybe I'll like them here. So I'm gonna do that right now. spider web, spider web. Go. Go. This. Oh, good. Okay. I might try putting the delphiniums up here. They are the Pacific blend delphiniums and can get 6 feet tall. That's the story. I'm not expecting much this year because they are trapped in a milk jug. Sorry. But you never know. We'll try next year. It's so cool that you can plant a seed and end up with big glorious plants like that. So cool. Oh boy. Every time I see a creepy crawly, I'm like, ooh, is it a spider? Oh my gosh. I get it. They're good for the garden. I just don't really want to see them. Is that so much to ask, really? This is a much better situation for planting out some seedlings. So let's get going on it. Right here they are, kind of a pretty shaped leaf there. They need a lot of space in between them, so I'm just gonna space them out. I wanna say it's like maybe a foot between each one, so that's what I'm gonna shoot for here. Carefully. What do we have? All right, I think I got it. All right, so I have gone ahead and planted out the delphiniums. Oh, there's a bee buzzing around my camera. Oh, hello. Yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. So I have planted the delphiniums. There's one, and I did stagger them a little bit just to keep them in this area. There's one, and then I went ahead and planted out the coneflower. There's one, there's another one, and I believe this little, nope. Yeah, that little one is also a coneflower. Time will tell, so we'll see what happens in this little area, but it's definitely an improvement from what it was, that's for sure. Okay, the last little bit of winter sowing I'm gonna plant out is this Sweet William. This is the, I'll put the name on, but it's from Botanical Interests and through Winter Sowing. And look how healthy these plants are. They look so good despite being locked in this milk jug for far too long. So I'm gonna get them in the ground, and I have a space cleared out over here, and I'm gonna do a couple other areas. These aren't gonna bloom until next year is my understanding, because they're biennial. Even though I did the winter sowing, I believe that is still the case, but that's okay. I'm gonna put them in a few places, probably where I have annuals this year, so that next year they'll come up in their place. So I'm gonna do that off camera so this video isn't crazy long. So here we go. But I just realized there might be some viewers that want to see how I'm getting these plants out of this container, so I better show that. It is a bit delicate, but maybe not so much. I'm just gonna, okay, pull, put the jug upside down and let them fall into my hand here. Oh boy, looky, okay. And then from there, I can just kind of break them apart. So yes, I've got several really nice looking plants here. So first, I'm just gonna go to the edge and pull off this one gently. Try and preserve the roots. There, and then I'll just plant them out like this, one by one. Okay, I have some planting done and I'm ready to show you here. So over here, I have planted 1, 2, and 3 Sweet William plants. And I ended up getting 9 plants out of that winter sowing, and I call that a success. They all look really good. Hopefully they'll take nicely to being transplanted. So we'll see on that. I did have one little carnation that I planted there, so that will be nice. And I do want to give you a little update while we're over here on some of these things. I'll have a garden update video coming up here. But first, looky here. My bee balm lambada is starting to bloom and it is so pretty. So I am just thrilled about that. And the snapdragons are looking beautiful. We did have some rain and wind, so we do have some falling over, like this one here. Let's see, but they're beautiful, aren't they? Wow. I forgot to mention in the last video, this is anise hyssop. It smells good, I like it. A little bit licoricey, but kind of sweeter. And then down in front here, my nigella has blooms. I'm so excited. Okay, oh, here's another one. Very excited about that. Let's see here. Hollyhocks are getting big. My Velvet Queen sunflower is getting big. So anyways, let me go show you where else. I'm not gonna get to the marigolds today. I'm just running out of time. But I planted the other Sweet William over here, 3 plants. I stood back and thought about it and figured that if and when they bloom, having pink on the far right as well as pink over here on the left next to where I have the snapdragons is gonna be a nice look. So over here, there's our cucumbers that we moved, and our strawberries. The other 3 Sweet William I put in the front, so I'll show that too in a future video. And then over here, our new little bed, all cleared out with some coneflower and Pacific giant delphinium. And those right there are some zinnias. Hooray. Thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning. Shout out to my mom and dad. Love you guys. See you on the next one.